You guys thought the Cowboys wouldn't sign anybody on the first day of free agency. Don't you feel silly? Cowboys out here crushing it, baby. Let's go. Super Bowl bound, adding players. The show starts. Meow. Everybody, welcome to today's DLLS Cowboys Podcast, where we do have 3 new members of the Dallas Cowboys to discuss and what else they need to do and if we love it or hate it. Shout out to the 27 people who have hit the like button. 33.
Wow.
To the one who has hit the thumbs down. Just know that what the Cowboys do is not a reflection on us. Don't you take that out on us in
Your
the
mama.
algorithm. No, don't. Oh, crap.
Oh, no.
I guess it was just to one guy. He was only talking to one guy who can't hit it again.
No, but the one guy I think doesn't know that this hurts us, not the Cowboys. So
undo it.
So undo it and give a thumbs up.
I don't even know if that's
And
possible.
I'll apologize to your mama.
I don't even know.
You can undo it. You can.
Welcome into the show, everybody. My name is Jeff. Next to me is former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Yeah, close. Next to him is the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Clarence Hill.
Club hop hop, where legends drop. Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in Club hop hop.
Shout out to the Rice Owls. My daughter's cheerleading at the AAC tournament over in Fort Worth at Dickens Arena to upset the number 1 seed. They're in the semifinals tonight at 6 p.m.
Okay. Know what you'll be tonight.
Hoot.
from a 9th seed.
Hoot.
That's pretty good.
Who they beat? Houston? Memphis?
UTSA.
Oh, I forgot that those schools are now out. Sorry.
You laughing at UTSA?
Hey, you laughing
No,
at
I'm laughing. I forgot that those schools are now out of the American. I used to cover the American. It's been a minute.
Memphis is in there.
Oh, Memphis is still in there, yeah.
Next, Clarence is the second greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Joseph Hoyt.
Tell them something, Joe.
Cowboys have signed 3 people. Javonte Williams,
Tar Heel.
Sorry, you.
Solomon Thomas,
Cardinal.
Robert Jones. Solomon
Who?
Thomas, Capel.
Yeah.
We'll have you know.
And Robert Jones, no relation to the Cowboy linebacker Robert Jones, that was on the 3-time Super Bowl champion teams of the 90s.
What do you guys want to do? You want to go one at a time and talk about each of these people?
Let's just start with the number 1 guy, the guy that signed first, the guy that,
Yep.
got Rico up out of here. And let's
Trent
talk about
Sieg?
him.
What did
Not
Trent
Trent
Sieg
Sieg.
do to get Rico
That's the
down?
deep snapper. He doesn't count. We're talking
Outside
about
guys.
new players.
Last year, the Cowboys signed 1 outside free agent in the first wave of free agency. This year, we got 3 on the first day.
Let's go.
Steven and Jerry, we salute you. That is a 300%. I'm pretty sure they're on the yacht right now. So actually, we should be saluting someone else.
The difference is last year, that outside free agent was a walk-in starter. This year, the 3 outside free agents, more like backups.
Currently, Javonte Williams is a starter.
Currently.
Some may
Currently,
believe
he's a
that
starter.
Deuce will start.
The people don't believe that, do they?
No.
People don't believe
It's
that, do they?
Twitter. It's social media. It's Instagram and Facebook and those.
Running back Javonte Williams. The Cowboys needed a running back, and they got one. Are you happy with the selection of Javonte Williams over Rico Dowdle or everybody else that's out there on the market?
Because that's what it is, by the way. That they ultimately decided to go for a cheaper option other than Rico Dowdle.
So the answer in football, this is tough because as Clarence once said, in the immortal words of Clarence Hill, we do a show every day.
We do.
Play the hits.
Right this second, you would be talking about Javonte Williams as a starter.
Correct.
And if that is the case, if that were the case, then I will say this to the guy who wanted to fight me on Twitter over this, I'm right. You absolutely, positively, 100% got worse at running back if you replace Rico Dowdle with Javonte Williams.
Mhm.
According to PFF, in 2024, Javonte Williams ranked 50th out of 59 running backs in the National Football League that was eligible for grades.
He's a fascinating case because if you go,
Better be fascinating.
because
Better
when he
be
came out of
fascinating.
UNC as a second round pick, he was electric. He was
a great rookie year. He ran the ball really well.
Year. I think he averaged about 4.6 yards a carry. He was fantastic in a running back 2 role.
And I think did he kill the Cowboys that year, or was it the second year?
Yeah, that was I think that was the
His first year. 17 carries, 111 yards, something like that.
That was the blueprint.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Yeah.
And
Is
then
that
he
why we signed him?
could be. And then he tore his ACL, came back, got into Sean Payton's system, which I don't think is really that good for him, and everything plummeted. He had negative 83 rushing yards over expected the last 2 seasons. His EPA has been down. He's a guy that doesn't really kind of generate much outside of what you give him, and when you have an offensive line with a lot of questions, that's concerning. I don't hate it, though, and if this is where you were going as a backup running back, because he's good in pass protection. He's had over 40 receptions the last 2 seasons. This is a guy that you can trust to catch the ball and to block for you and to get what's there if you allow it, to give a breather for whoever your starting running back is. But to your point, if this is your RB1, there's some questions.
Is he in the same vein or remind you of what James Conner was at Arizona? Because I'm just trying to
James
put
Conner's
pieces,
good.
I think
I'm
Jay
trying to
Conner was
put
more explosive
pieces
too.
together on this running back with this new coaching staff. Sometimes you try to look at like where did they come from?
Mm-hmm.
What are they like? And Shoddy, he had his time with Marshawn Lynch and that type of back, and then Clayton had his time in Arizona with he had his time in as well as with
Indianapolis
Colts and
too.
with Taylor, and then now James Conner in Arizona. Is there some sort of resemblance
I don't think so.
there that you would pick up from that?
I think
I think what they liked was $3 million.
yes.
What they liked, they cost $3 million.
And to continue down the road, if we were to say, today he would be the starting running back, you downgraded.
Yeah.
But that's not their plan.
No.
Their plan is that one of these first 3 rounds, they're picking a running back. And so Javonte Williams, versus Rico, downgrade. Javonte Williams versus Zeke as the backup, upgrade.
Yeah.
So that's, if you want to view it through the positive lens is they aren't planning on that dude to be the starter. They signed a guy cheaper than Rico because he ain't going to be the starter.
Right.
Yeah.
And
They went for the cheapest guy they could find. There is, in theory, upside because he's young. I think he came into the league at 20. I think he's 24.
He's 24. He'll be turning 25 in April.
And he had a great rookie year. But since the knee injury, he has been, according to anything that you want to measure by, a bad NFL runner, wonderful NFL blocker, wonderful NFL catcher of the football. So he can do the other 2 things. He's not going to make things happen as a runner, but as a young guy just getting further and further away from a knee injury, maybe you have some optimism. But no, I think they signed him cheap because he's going to be better than Zeke, backing up Travion Henderson or whoever you're starting running back.
And the thing about it is, the point you're making is valid, that another year away from the injury, he could be better, could get back to his old self, get back to some of that rookie year stuff. He's also a straight line runner, but he's a power back. So he should be better at the goal line. He should, Cowboys had few rushing touchdowns last year. Him adding to what you're going to get in the draft, you should be a better running team, short yardage situation, goal line situation. He's a good power back.
And I think one thing to watch moving forward, too, if you kind of look at his career in Denver, yes, the torn ACL is the line that things changed, right? But also after that, he got a new play caller in Sean Payton. And if you look at the differences between the Broncos offense between before Sean Payton and after, they're vast. And I think Javonte Williams specifically in 2022 was running in an offensive scheme that was more reminiscent of what Clayton Adams and Brian Schottenheimer like to do, frankly. And I'm wondering if that's where they said, you know what, 2 years away from the injury, he looked good in that system. He looked kind of out of place with a more vision-based thing that they had to do under Sean Payton. I wonder if we can get the 2022 version of him and put him in an offense that's more familiar with what we're doing. That's one thing I'm wondering. I'm not sure if that's the case, but that's a question I have moving forward and into training camp about Javonte Williams.
He'll look great high-fiving Omarion Hampton when he's on his way
UNC
onto the field.
backfield, baby.
Yeah, all North Carolina backfield.
Jizz everywhere.
Sir, you cannot. There's no chance you can say that.
You can't say that.
At all.
Okay.
No. But he already did.
Too late now.
Second guy that the Cowboys have
Go
signed.
Heels, baby.
Solomon Thomas, former number 3 overall pick from Capel. That would have been the 2017 draft. Went from being
He's the third guy, actually. Second guy was great, Robert Jones.
Well, yeah, but Robert Jones I don't want to do second because Robert Jones, I don't even know what to do with.
Who?
Robert Jones.
Who?
Robert, not Mike. It's just Robert.
It's not.
Thank you for picking it.
So Robert Jones started 17 games for the Dolphins last year. Didn't do a great job. And honestly, that's the one signing that I don't even know what to do with. I don't know what to say about it because he has, in a 4-year NFL career, played, except for his rookie year, for like one game, I think it was week 16, he played right tackle. He's played 2,000 snaps, and they've all been at guard.
Yeah.
So you signed a guard
Right.
who started last year, wasn't great.
It 30 starts actually at guard in Miami.
And so is he your presumed right guard starter? Do they think he's better than Brock Hoffman? If they don't think he's better than Brock Hoffman, why is he here? Is he better than TJ Bass? Did you just get an 8th offensive lineman?
Competition.
And depth.
It's depth. You got a guy who can, I saw you tweeted earlier, but from a guy like Omar Kelly, who covers the Miami Dolphins, this is a guy, he said, he can play your swing offensive guard. So whether right or left guard in a pinch, right? So I'm not saying that he's going to move Tyler Smith, but in the pinch, if Tyler Smith gets hurt or something like that happens, he can play both left and right guard. And competition is good. Like Brock Hoffman should not be given the job heading into training.
We should be drafting a guy that's better than all these guys.
And maybe you do, and maybe you absolutely do. And now you can try to move pieces around, but like there should be competition for Brock Hoffman. He has done nothing in this league and nothing on this team where a job should be handed to him heading into OTAs and minicamp. There should be a realistic competition that goes on at those positions, and I should say at every other position except left guard. Yeah, that position should, like you said before, you should walk in there and you should go, all right, here we go, guys. Tyler Smith, you're playing left guard. Know it, get familiar with it. That's where you'll be for the duration of this season and your career. Yep. The rest of you mofos,
where do you want to go? Try.
Here's a pool stick. Break it up how you want. Only a couple of you walking out of this room.
Here's my problem with the Dallas Cowboys, because I don't hate this signing at all. I think that this is a guy that you have starting experience, because if you look at some of their offensive linemen after their starters, not a lot of guys with starting experience. You know, TJ Bass has had a little bit of playing time. Austin Richards they like, but you don't know about Austin Richards when he gets in from a starting perspective. At least with Rob Jones, this is a guy that can start. But this is my problem. This is a guy you sign on April 11th, not March 11th. This is a guy that you fill out your roster with after you've prioritized other important things. My question is the fact that you're prioritizing a Chuma Edoga replacement on day one of the NFL free agency. That's a problem. That is a huge issue. That means you're not prioritizing the right things. And I know someone even tweeted at me, but they were in on Charvarius Ward. I don't know about that, by the way. They were in on Dre Greenlaw. That's a little bit more believable. But they weren't going to go to the depths to get them. So that means they really weren't prioritizing, quote unquote, what they were prioritizing. I think that they need to reevaluate how they participate in these waves. Yes, they went out in the first wave. They also did so with floaties and a skimboard. They didn't do a great job with it. And frankly, that's my big problem with how they've operated the last 24 hours.
Selectively aggressive, sir.
Passively aggressive.
Passively aggressive.
I love, just to steal what Vance Williams said. He said sad. Selectively aggressive Dallas equals sad.
I like that. I like it.
You know what? Put it on a T-shirt.
That might be our headline tomorrow.
Put it on a T-shirt.
I like it.
That might be a headline. That is a headline. That's a headline right there.
That's a headline. Where were you before the show?
Yeah, where were you at,
before the show?
Man, that's a headline right there. That's a headline.
Wouldn't have been fighting about that.
I support upgrading anything that you can. But it's just hard to move the needle at all when you're talking about, well, they might have upgraded Osa's backup. They might have upgraded the depth at guard.
Yeah.
They might have upgraded the backup running back. When the goal is to win 5 more games than you did a year ago, and it's like, okay, because I'm a big proponent of you do have to fill your roster up to be able to go draft. But now when you draft, in theory, you're going to add 2, maybe 3 starting caliber players. And to expect rookies to just dominate the NFL is kind of reaching. No. So it's, after the first wave of free agency without making any trades, I do really, really struggle with how are you going to tell me this team's going to be better?
Right.
And I know we're just like right now.
Tyler.
Hey. Well, he said, love the show. Keep up the good work. I have one ask. Jeff, been a big fan for a while. G-bag to YouTube to freak tattoos. My Ask Jeff 30 seconds of pure positivity about Jerry in the front office that'll help us get to the Super Bowl. Put him on the clock.
Put him on the clock.
We have
5 seconds.
30 seconds?
I would
got
say
30
this.
seconds.
I would say this to Cowboy fans and to Tyler. They don't give away gold jackets for nothing. The owner / general manager of the Dallas Cowboys is a Hall of Famer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, he is.
Did you like those 3 Super Bowls? I think you did very much. To doubt a man who has got not 1, not 2, but 3 Super Bowl
3 of them
championships
things.
as a general manager, kind of. To doubt that gold jacket and 3 titles, y'all are crazy. Upgrading the bottom of the roster now. The top of the roster comes next.
Yeah.
And then who wants them? Dak owns the East.
Yes.
Smacks the Eagles every time he sees them. You buying this flash in a pan Washington? Come on now.
Not even a chance.
It's
Flash in the pan.
Washington.
Washington.
Washington, as Tom
Cowboys.
Landry said.
17-0.
Let's go.
Eat it.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler.
Talk about Solomon Thomas next segment.
We'll talk about Solomon Thomas in the next segment and some of the guys that the Cowboys are losing and how they are going to get better. We'll do all those things next on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast.
And if you're full of positivity because the sun is out and it's just a good time to get outside around the lake, around the pool, you need a beverage. And what way to keep your beverages cool? But at my friends at RuggedRoadOutdoors.com, they have the best, I mean the best coolers around. They're stylish, they're sleek, they're innovative,
Hot, they're sexy.
they are sexy.
Get them.
They keep your refreshments tip-top cold for 30 hours. You know how long 30 hours is?
12.
It's almost a day and a little bit over a day.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how hot it is outside. For 30 hours, them things going to stay cool.
A day plus 6
Day
hours?
plus 6 hours. DLLS is the promo code. You get 10% off when you go to RuggedRoadOutdoors.com. And the most important thing, it's never going to turn over.
No.
It floats.
Upright.
Upright. Come on. What you need better than that?
It's nuts.
RuggedRoadOutdoors.com. Use the promo code DLLS to get 10% off today.
Use the promo code DLLS Boys when you download our friends at Sleeper. Download that app, then you can have some fun, make you some picks, have a good time. I love doing it. It's the daily fantasy. All you're doing is you're saying, I think that this player is going to have more points, more assists, more rebounds. I'm talking, that would be basketball. Maybe hockey, shots on goal, saves,
Bobrovsky.
whatever you get. Bobrovsky, you let me down last time. I didn't pick him, but he would have let me down because I would always take more than with Bobrovsky, whoever he plays for. But yeah, that's what Sleeper is. You download the app, you combine those picks of saying, I think that this guy's going to have more or less than his projected stats in this game. And the more picks you combine, the more you can win. All the way up to 100 times your money. So go download that Sleeper app, use the promo code DLLS Boys, and you will get $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. You can apply that to any contest. Doesn't have to be your first one. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states, including this one. Check out Sleeper today. All right, so the Cowboys have signed 3 people. If you're just now joining us, we talked about Javonte Williams, your new running back. Maybe.
2.
Or probably your RB2. That's the plan. Robert Jones. Who? Maybe your new right guard. Maybe. Show up, a little competition, see what happens. Number 3, Solomon Thomas, who, depending on, from his draft stock, you would be like, not a great career for that guy. Allegedly going to be this really good defensive lineman that he plays the edge and he might slide down here and rush from the middle. And over the course of his career, he has added weight. He is now primarily an interior player, and you have a backup for Osa. That's what Solomon Thomas is going to do. You got a backup for Osa. And a sweet man, and
Great
a nice
guy.
charitable man, and a mental health warrior, which makes him my guy.
Multiple-time Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee.
I like that. And he's got a good bank account, I'd imagine. Top 3 pick.
Can he play?
That's what I was getting to that
he
point.
can play.
Yes.
So we're going back to the same thing. Is what is your role? Solomon Thomas's role, I would imagine, is primarily Osa's backup. What I don't love is he also has the kind of same strengths and weaknesses as Osa, just worse at both.
Yeah.
Like he is a smallish interior player that's better at rushing the passer than playing the run. So both of your 3 technique defensive tackles are run game liabilities that are mostly there as pass rushers and get in the backfield sort of guys. But Osa didn't have a backup last year. They just threw another large human out there.
Yeah, Carlos Watkins was not
Not great.
Not a plus player.
Yeah, and I don't picture him as a
3 technique.
right. They just had random defensive tackle type humans behind Osa and Mozzie, and Solomon Thomas at least fits the mold of the position.
Yeah.
Even though you do have multiple guys now, whoever's playing the 3 is going to get pushed around. But Osa has a backup. I don't know what else to do with it. I don't know what else to sell you on. Osa's got a backup. He's going to be playing close to home. He's a sweet man, and hopefully he can play decent football. That's what I got.
The issue is with the 3 additions, and we're going to talk about the losses. Did the Cowboys get better at those positions and as a football team? Because
early, Clarence.
That's how I grade what they do. Like last year,
You question a Hall of Famer?
I'm
3-time Super Bowl champion?
When I talk about all in, when I
does.
talk about selective aggressive, the overall goal is to improve your football team, to kill this little drought, okay? What are you doing to get better, make your team better?
Jerry wins a Super Bowl every
Talent-wise.
12 years. Still pretty good.
Did they get better at those positions? Now, we still have a ways to go.
89, 99, 09, 19. It's 25, so 36 years. He's won 3. It's every 12 years.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
On average.
3 and
On
5.
average.
Stop it. 3 and 5. We're not redoing this math. 3 and 5. Stop it.
Yeah, what drought are you talking about?
But
Pretty good.
so did they get better with these guys? And let's talk about the losses, because you have to, you can't look at these additions just like last year. They took on more water. When you lost all those guys, they lost the free agents last year and didn't add anybody. This year, yes, they've added 3 outside free agents, but they suffered one massive loss at cornerback with Jourdan Lewis going to
Huge.
the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then you Golston going to the Giants. Another loss. Rotational player. We talk about rotational player. That's what he was. But the loss of Jourdan Lewis. I mean, we can't understate what he meant on the football field, what he meant in the locker room. Jourdan Lewis was a guy who I would say was the most trusted, consistent defender last season for 17 games.
He was the adult in the room.
He was the adult.
But on the field and out the field. But on the field,
That's
He
a
was the
great
adult in
call.
the room.
yeah. But on the field and out the field, I mean, yes, Michael Parsons is a better player, but
Right.
game in and game out, nobody brought it that you could count on to be and do what they do at the best they could do it more than Jourdan Lewis.
Oh, wow. Look at there. A leader that
Yeah.
doesn't have to say that he's a leader. What a novel concept.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
okay.
that works. A guy
you
that
talking
just
about? Who you talking
no,
about?
I'm just saying a guy that just comes to work,
Who you talking
is
about?
the adult in the room, does things right, plays extremely hard,
Right.
is consistent, and everyone talks about just how good his leadership was.
Who you tearing down right now?
Wow.
Dang.
Man,
Interesting.
Dang.
what an interesting
Now-
way
now-
to go
now-
about
now-
Does this
being
guy
an
have to be in
adult.
you got
Dubai
too
that
much,
you're
you got too
talking
much
about?
dip on your chip.
Get him. Get him.
Oh, he's gearing up for something now.
No, let's not overstate
Too much dip on the chip.
greatness.
Yeah. No, how much
let's
dip-
not
How much
understate
dip I
greatness.
got on my chip?
Let's not understate greatness.
I'm just talking about
'Cause
leadership.
You're taking a shot at somebody.
Taking
kind
a-
of
You
dip?
take
I'm
a
taking
bail shot.
I'm taking a shot at leadership. That's it.
That's
leadership
it.
is the
That's
shot
it.
that I'm
And they
taking.
got no names on it. They got no numbers
leadership
on it.
Leadership don't need no names.
Okay. Because we talked about this.
Leadership is about what you do, not about what you say
but
you're going to do.
But we talked about this before the show.
What show? What we talking about?
Great players. We talk
Yeah.
about the Eagles. We talk about Darius
Leadership's
Slay.
fine. I want awesome players.
We talked about Darius Slay and C.J. Johnson going at it and all this other stuff. Did they have great chemistry? I don't know. You had the quarterback and receiver fighting, receiver reading books. They won the Super Bowl. I understand wanting guys who show up and be mature and be leaders. I want great players. And I love Jourdan Lewis.
I'm with you too.
Okay, I great players.
So you're
not
tearing
emotion.
down Jordan. Who are you tearing down?
I'm not
I'm
tearing
just
down
talking about-
because Jordan was a great player. I mean,
I'm
you
talking about
Honestly, you built up Jordan to tear him down.
I
You
did.
said, like,
Jordan
no,
was
he's
a great. Did you
leader.
see that one-hand interception?
That was
I
pretty
mean,
sick.
Jordan made plays. I said he was the best and most consistent player on the field for 17
He was
games.
also a great example for them because
Yeah.
anytime player was like, oh man, this is tough or this is hard, people would be like, look at what Jordan had to do. His foot was curved like
Yeah.
a banana and about to fall off, and his career was about to be over.
Yeah.
And he came back and turned into a pretty solid
and,
player.
and you lose it,
Kind of leader right there.
and you lose a guy like that, it creates a bigger hole. I mean, you already had
starting
questions.
hole.
You already had questions at cornerback with Trevon Diggs not being ready to start the season.
Yeah.
And there's we don't know when he's going to be ready to start. So you got to question outside corner. Now you got a hole at the slot corner.
Yeah, they still have way too many. They have way too many. Like the fact that what they're signing in the first wave of free agency is backups like you're not filling the whole of the fact that like you are losing starting players. Like the only way I could make the case that this team has a chance to be better based on so far in the offseason. Like they need to be using trades and free agency and they need to add a starting linebacker tomorrow. They need to add a starting corner tomorrow. Yeah. I guess you're not going to touch running back anymore. Like you're done with that. But like they got things that they would need to do. The only way I can make the case that they could be better is if you let me use the cop out of all the injuries last year.
Oh, that's what they're using.
Because if you let me use that, I could say, yes, I can be better than last year because I'm not as hurt.
They're using
and
that.
if I don't count the fact that Tank is leaving, and if I don't
at the Zach Martin press conference,
if I don't count retirements,
Steven and Jerry brought up injuries. Yeah. Again, I don't make excuses, but we had a lot of guys injured last year. I mean, they consistently brought up injuries as part of their downfall and part of the downfall of all in. And I know we didn't do a lot, but when you put the injuries in there. Well, when you put the injuries in there, you had no depth.
Yeah, I think they are barreling down the street towards 8-9, something like that.
Yeah.
Did you just say 17-0?
Well, I was paid to say that.
Okay.
Yeah. We all have a price.
Oh, yeah. We all got a price.
Yeah, exactly.
We all got a price.
Beggars can't be choosers. I'm happy we're actually making moves. Last year we did nothing. I'll take the selectively aggressive small wins. Chill, need that atomic dog plan. Club pop.
There you go.
Here you go, Darren. Here you go, Darren. Here you go, Darren. You can carry that water. You can carry that water.
Jeff's out. Let's start this.
Quarterback. I'm back. Chris is in the super chat. I used to get mad, but I don't anymore. Front office sucks.
You forgot.
You forgot about Lewis
too.
What?
Luis.
Oh, did I not get Lewis? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Luis. Would y'all rather sign Cooper Kupp or Amari Cooper?
Kupp.
Neither.
Kupp. Tyler
Amari.
Neither.
My dog.
Both can't run anymore.
Get your agendas. Everybody got to have their agendas.
Amari, and that's a problem right now.
What?
It's a problem right now.
What's the problem?
I did a mock draft last night.
Oh, boy.
I was going to say,
I traded down
twice.
So I traded down twice.
What's the problem?
I'm giving you the effing problem if you will chill and let me get to the problem.
Okay.
I traded down twice.
Okay.
Because we had a lot of needs.
Okay.
I got an extra second-round pick and an extra third-round pick.
Okay.
And when I was done, I still hadn't fixed the run defense. Like, there's too many things. Wide receiver, there's too many things.
Yes.
I wouldn't feel great about Amari Cooper. I think what happened in Buffalo last year is he was basically a non-factor, damn near inactive, and he probably can't run anymore. Cooper Kupp, pretty damn washed. Could he help you in some way? I'm sure he could. So, yes, sure, sign Cooper Kupp.
Does your 2 trade downs make this offense more explosive? Because if you said you can't fix the run game, then I got to outscore everybody.
But the problem is that's not
I did pick a receiver.
But that's the problem is their whole vision. We're going to run the ball. They don't want to be explosive. They want to be ball control. Want to run the ball. They want to,
Well, then you should probably pick a guy who isn't bottom 5 in the league at yards per carry, yards after contact, yards over expected success rate.
I'm just saying, their vision, their words, and I hear you. If you're going to be bad, let's this bombs away and get this offense explosive. The best thing for Dak is a run game and play action pass.
Do we know if we're on WFAA today?
I think so.
So I don't have one today?
I don't know.
I'm going to say that we are because I got a text from my words already. So I'm going to say that we are on WFAA.
Oh, so I shouldn't say they're foolish. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Oh!
Another
ball! Let's go! Oh, my God.
Rudvik, thank you.
Rudvik.
Bring Rubik and Club Pop.
Let's go. Oh, Rubik and Cup Pop.
Yeah, welcome him into Club
And Tyler,
Pop,
too.
please. Tyler, you're in as well.
Tyler, you're in as well. Hey, Tyler.
Rubik.
Tyler. Rubik.
What do you say?
In Club.
Day one listener, first time live, though. Good job, gents. Love all your content, Jeff. Chill, hook 'em. Question is, why do they not sign their star players early? What's stopping? Why would you?
Why would you set
Jeff
Jeff
from
up?
signing Tyler Smith or Bland now? Just don't want to sign players early. Don't.
Tyler made you do a good rant. Now it's time Rufik made you do a real
you're
rant.
setting me up to not be positive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The answer is because they're one of the 2 most inept franchises in the NFL.
Wow.
That's the answer. Them and the Cincinnati Bengals are the 2. And the reason is probably that either, I don't want to make an accusation, I'm not a pocket watcher.
Okay.
But either
Watch them pockets, though. Monitor the pockets.
they have less money than they portray, or they run their team on a strict budget. And a lot of other teams do not because they're interested in what is it going to take us to compete and win a Super Bowl.
But the irony behind that is they would save money if they signed these guys earlier.
Long term.
Long term, yes. But I think the Cowboys run the team on a budget year to year.
Yeah.
In terms of this is how much cash we're going to spend this year. And if you go CD, Tyler Smith, Jourdan Bland, or I guess this year would be if you do Michael Parsons, Jourdan Bland, and Tyler Smith, well, all of them have signing bonuses. You're probably out of pocket $200-something million in an offseason. I don't think it's in the budget. So
But
that's
is that
what
a
I
good
think.
way to do business?
And it's also the fact that they enjoy the fact that these things being dragged out. They feel like they're locked in this negotiation and like, oh, you're not going to get one over on me. But how in the world you can go a decade of doing that and watch the quarterback bend you over twice? And then CeeDee Lamb gets every dime he could dream of. Micah Parsons is going to go over $40 million instead of $36. Tyler Smith, instead of getting $23 million, is going to end up at $30 next year. Jourdan Bland, instead of getting $21, is going to get $27 in a year or whatever.
Get your money,
they never
man.
win in these scenarios, and so I have no idea. I don't know how an ego can stay inflated when you are constantly reminded you're bad at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a negotiator, you're bad, and you're putting your team at a competitive disadvantage. Josh Allen signs for 55 because, I mean, I'm locked into a contract for 3 more years. So, like, now, if you're coming to me and you're offering me a bunch of guaranteed money, that sounds good instead of waiting forever. When you do wait forever and you're like, we're not sold on this guy, we're not sold on this guy, well, then Dak, who signed way before, still makes more than Josh Allen.
I know.
Because he had you over a barrel because you're bad at this. But that's okay. I mean, all they got to do is draft well, make some trades, do some good signings, and we'll be fine.
Enjoy your vacation, Dak.
And we'll be fine. I do hope he enjoys his vacation. Did we do Paul in the super chat?
Let's go to break.
Yeah, we'll get him after the break.
Did we do Paul?
We
Top
didn't do
10
Paul.
GMs in DFW.
We didn't do Paul.
Number 1, Jim Neal. Number 34, Jerry Jones.
Jim Neal's here today, by the way.
Here?
All right, he's going to be in the show. Star show.
Could he come tell us how GM
Honestly,
works?
maybe, if he's here.
Tell us how to trade. Coming up next, I apologize for everything that I've done. And we keep talking about Cowboys free agency on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast.
Yes. The weather has finally broken. We're back into a place where you need a pair of good sunglasses. And what better place to go to see my friends at ShadyRays.com. And if you use the promo code DLLS, you too can get 35% off a pair of polarized sunglasses. They have every style that you can think of. They have all the colors that you can think of for men, for women, for sport, for active people, for runners, for people just casually want to do this, people who just wear them in the car. You can have the style that you want. Over 300,000 people have said yes to getting a pair of Shady Ray glasses and reviewing 5-star reviews that they've given Shady Rays. It's an easy thing to do. Just go over to ShadyRays.com and use the promo code DLLS and use the 35% off to get a great pair of glasses. And if you're like me, sometimes you're a little bit indecisive. You get them home, you try them on in the mirror, you don't like them, you can send them back. Shady Rays will return them and give you a new pair for free. ShadyRays.com is where you need to go. DLS is the promo code, 35% off a pair of polarized glasses right now.
I'd like to welcome our new friends into the show from Green Chef. Green Chef is incredible. Now, Green Chef is owned by HelloFresh.
Okay.
And they've got their own very wide array of meal plans to choose from. And so there's something for everyone. You can switch back and forth. You do your HelloFresh, and then you got Green Chef, which is the #1 meal kit for incredibly clean eating that delivers pre-portioned and prepped quality whole foods with limited processed ingredients. That's what you
need
get
to get pop-up on that.
at Green Chef.
There you go.
If you got some health goals this year, Green Chef's got you squared away.
Let's go.
Dietitian-developed recipe options with fresh organic produce and quality whole foods delivered to your door each week. What? That's our friends at Green Chef. So thrive all year with clean, easy meals from Green Chef. All you got to do is go to greenchef.com/CowboysFree. Use the code CowboysFree. You'll get started with free salads for 2 months and 50% off your first box. All right, where were we?
Let's
Got a little carried away.
Yeah, a little bit.
Paul?
What? Paul's Super Chat, yes. Top 10 GMs in DFW. #1 is Jim Neal. Number 34 is Jerry Jones.
Top 10.
34.
Oh, Daniel.
Look
No.
at Daniel. 50 bomb. 50 bomb.
Daniel. He's in Club Pop Pop too.
Let's go.
That's all he said. He just said love.
Just sent the love. I appreciate that.
You're the man, Daniel.
Is that how that's how we're going to overcome? That's how we're going to overcome if you're disappointed in free agency is by giving us money and everybody's celebrating.
Somebody
can we reset on day 2? Miles Sanders just got cut.
Miles Sanders.
Running back, Carolina, former running back with the Eagles. He's better than Javonte Williams.
Probably.
Can we reset?
Go
Well,
get
that's
him.
the other thing we
Go
need to
get
see.
him.
Can we reset?
That's it. What do you mean reset? Like,
Can
cut
we
him?
just can we cut him in?
I mean, I would be interested because here's the thing about free agency. Every tweet that you see, especially like Clarence is actually plugged in with the team. Joe is actually plugged in with the team. That's the point of local media. So like when you get the tweets on the guys who sign in free agency, when they come from Schefter or Rapport, like I saw one yesterday that was literally the exact same thing, posted the exact same time from Tom Pelissero and Adam Schefter.
Yeah.
Like agents are telling you, this is what you will post.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Javonte Williams contract numbers are coming from his agent.
Right.
Yeah.
The Solomon Thomas contract numbers are coming from his agent.
Right.
When we see the actual numbers, there might be no guarantees either one of them makes this football team.
Yeah.
It's very possible that you could have different guys.
When is a $3 million deal? I mean, you can.
Most
you can
teams
get
would
cut
have
it.
no
You can-
problem eating that. The
Yeah, you
Dallas
can eat
Cowboys
that.
would.
You can eat that in training camp
Cowboys wouldn't eat that.
because
They're cheap.
I mean, you can though. I'm just saying. It's but again, Miles Sanders is an upgrade. You know, and then one thing that we didn't. You go get Mekhi Becton. We talked about that yesterday, right?
Let's go.
He's still out there.
Let's go.
And the Eagles just traded for a guard, so clearly they're not. You know, they traded for the guy from Green from Houston, right?
Yeah, Kenyon Green.
Is he
Texas
better?
A&M.
Is he better than Becton?
No.
What are they doing? They just don't want. They don't want to pay.
No, this is
Becton.
what they do.
They just signed Lake.
decide
They just
who's-
signed Lake and Tomlinson.
Okay, and they decide who's going to get their money, who's not.
Oh,
Can I
Houston,
get this
yeah.
job done for cheaper, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, by the way, this will have to be, because sometimes mistakes are made. This is our Future is Bright segment, brought to you by our friends at Shady Ray.
Mm.
And I tell you, the
Future is
future,
bright.
and the future could be bright if
You live in Florida?
you are a different team. No, the future is bright for this team. If they just pick up the phone and call Asante Samuel Jr. today,
That's my guy.
Oh, you stole him. You gotta get a new one. You gotta get a new one.
just pick up the phone and call Asante Samuel Jr. today. But the thing is I wonder for the Cowboys, if you weren't willing to pay for Jourdan Lewis, who you know and played well for you, are you really going to go pay, I think, more than that for Asante Samuel Jr.?
If he's gonna get more than that, he would already be off the board. Don't
Okay, you think he'll get less than 10?
I mean, yeah, because I mean,
I think
the
you can
big
come around
money
that.
goes out early. I mean, if you're gonna be the highest paid nickel corner, why wouldn't you already be off the board?
Brother, you gotta.
I was like, you're gonna start saying slot
You gotta
corner.
enunciate.
You gotta say
that.
slot
You gotta
corner.
enunciate that nickel
gotta say slot.
corner.
I thought he got nickel
you gotta
okay
say
today.
slot
You gotta
corner.
enunciate
I said
that
nickel corner.
You gotta enunciate
You gotta
that
start saying
nickel.
slot corner.
He did better today than
down.
yesterday.
I
Take
love
a
you,
breath.
Chill.
Let
I love
that
you.
thing. Listen,
Nickel corner.
You gotta just take your
honestly,
take time
take
to
the
make
risk out.
sure that you get that whole.
What did you
thing.
think I said?
Well,
Chill.
we
chill.
owe WFAA, and so I've already been slapped on the
Chill.
hand
I love
once
you.
today.
I love you. You gotta
Gotta
take the risk
enunciate.
out of it. You gotta take the risk. You gotta start saying slot corner.
You gotta enunciate, my boy.
Oh, I did not say that N-word corner. Stop it.
Oh,
Stop it.
Come on.
Anyway, slot corner.
There
If
we
you're
go.
gonna be the highest paid slot corner, wouldn't you already be off the board?
but also
The big money is
desperation.
out there.
The
I don't know.
Cowboys might be desperate. They don't have anyone to play slot corner right now, and we talked about this before the show. Maybe theoretically there's a 4th round guy you can get that's a plug and play starter at slot corner because it's valued less in the NFL for some reason.
They both can be desperate because Asante can look at the thing and go, wait a second. The wave of cornerbacks,
That's
the
fair.
money that went out to
fair.
cornerbacks have already gone out. And I wasn't in that conversation. So maybe I need to reconsider what I am as a player and what my market is as a player. And, these are the type of things sometimes when you'll see a player like Asante who may believe that he's should be higher on the market, say, hey, give me a 1-year deal. Let me go improve it somewhere. Right? Let me go somewhere. And now, normally those guys sometimes go to a place. Well, they normally go to a place where they can be competitive, or they go to a place where they know they can guarantee start. And right now, it's looking like if Asante Samuels Jr. came here, that he would probably be guaranteed.
Oh,
to
he's
start.
absolutely
Guaranteed
starting.
Yeah, no doubt.
He can
Guaranteed
pick
starting
his
slot
spot. You want to be outside or inside?
And
He's 5'8". He needs to be inside.
you just
and-
be scrappy.
and then
He's 5'8".
and then go to work. And then go to work and put
He's
the
a
numbers
tiny-
out there to
he's a
go
tiny
back into the
fella.
market again next year. But I do think now, when you look at the corners that have went, and Jourdan Lewis being one of them, that if you didn't go in that cycle of guys, then your number is less than them. So maybe there is a 1-year, $7 million, $8 million deal with the chances to get to $10 million, right? If you go and
Yeah.
get six picks, so you go and get
boy, if the
whatever the numbers
Cowboys,
are.
if the Cowboys cleared a bunch of cap space to fill it with 1-year contracts, they're not trying to win crap.
Again, that's what I'm saying. What did you clear all this cap space for?
Yeah.
For these 1-year bargain basement deals that you were going to do anyway in the second wave, third wave of free agency.
I need you. Look, Jerry, Steven, I need you, okay? We're going to do this show every day. I don't want to rant about y'all every day.
Unless Tyler
I want to win a bunch of games.
or Ruvik.
I want to win the East. I want to win the Super Bowl. I want to win all the stuff. But y'all going to have to give me something.
Yeah.
Y'all got to trade for somebody, sign somebody that matters. Y'all got to do something. Washington's gotten better.
They've
Washington
gotten better.
has gotten better.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is going to be harder for them to get better. They're just shifting around who gets paid. We'll find a different way to pay the next guy. We'll do this. But they ain't going to get worse.
They're getting creative.
And I'll just say this. We may not look at the Giants as getting better. Their defense is getting stacked.
Like, yeah, we just don't care about
Well, good
that.
news about the
Okay.
Giants is they appear to be the favorite to land Aaron Rodgers, so they're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, they're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to tear the whole thing down.
Yeah. So good news.
They don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, they gave more money to Javon Holland than they offered Saquon Barkley, and I just find that funny.
Yeah, but to your point, yeah, they won't suck forever.
I'm just
They
saying.
get better.
As long as Joe
all
Shane's
They're
GM.
still the Giants.
all I'm saying is that they already got Sexy Dexy. They already got Kayvon Thibodeau. They already got
Weak
Brian
neighbors.
Burns. And
Oh, they got.
I'm talking about defensively. Defensively,
Right.
they're setting themselves up that if they get a quarterback that can actually do something. Now, I'm not saying that's Aaron Rodgers at all. Like
Right.
Aaron Rodgers is washed to me. They're putting themselves
But
in position.
they got players and prospects, and that's what the Cowboys. They get so caught up in it. We don't want to get caught up in names, but you need more than Micah, okay, and you need more than Osa.
Oh, Travis Hunter on the Giants.
You need players. You need impact players to get where you want to go. You can't just say we got Dak and we got CD and we got Micah, and they're going to fill in with guys.
Yeah.
And be a contender. That's not how you build a contender.
No.
You look at what the Eagles have done and the guys they paid. They're selling out contracts for guys who are major contributors, major impact players on the offensive line, receiver. Certainly we talk about the draft picks. You look at Washington there, and they're trying to win now.
Yeah.
Getting backups in
There's
going
nothing
with
wrong with churning the bottom of your roster and finding and upgrading.
you
the
do that
backups.
in the
But
draft.
I need to
Every
upgrade
year.
the top.
But that happens every
But
year.
you do, and you do
Every
that in
team does
training
that.
camp. When you cut and churn the bottom of the roster, you don't
Yeah.
churn the bottom in free agency. That's not what you're doing for agency.
I want to
Churning-
upgrade everything at all times.
Churning the
But-
roster
Yeah.
is one of those things that happen no matter what.
Right.
Like every single year, 33% of NFL rosters are turned over. Like it's a process that it's the same process that was in place for the CeeDee Lamb and the Dak Prescott contract
Right.
switch hitters. Right? You didn't do anything, but you knew it was coming. No one had to say anything, but they announced it. And CeeDee Lamb got on Twitter said it. But like it's gonna happen. Those things are in place, and it's gonna be it's a annual thing that happens with the roster.
It's not something you prioritize. And the inevitable is not something you prioritize. The bottom of the barrel is not something you prioritize. And that's what they seemingly have done this season. And last year, too, they waited until it happened. So, yeah, they did it in the third wave instead
cheap.
of doing it in the first wave.
They're
But
cheap.
they're cheap, but they're prioritizing it. You know what Howie Roseman did last year? He told us this at the Super Bowl. 30 seconds into tampering, they had the offer that they needed to get to Saquon Barkley and said, that's our guy.
Yeah.
Like they prioritized him. They said, you know what, you are going to be the missing piece that's going to help us get over the top. And what happened? The priority ended up being the actuality and the reality. So the fact that they prioritize natural, inevitable happenstance things like the churning of the roster is baffling, frustrating, and if I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm sad.
I
What
think
was
you
the title of the segment?
The future's bright. Oh, I'll take you back too. The future is bright with Shady Rays. If you just signed Asante Samuel Jr., the future is bright with Shady Rays.
Were we supposed to be positive this segment? I'm just asking because it kind of went down.
That's y'all. I'm very upbeat. Got a little churning happening. It's early. It's early.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm just trying
get
to
out in this trade market. Maybe make some things happen. And then then we're cooking
We're cooking
with bacon grease.
No, we're cooking with water right now.
See?
Boiling.
See?
Cooking with
We're
water.
cooking with oil right
Speaking
now.
of water, DJ's in the super chat. Why I got to carry the water, Jesse?
It's just got-
LMAO with Moros. I'm a glass half full kind of guy.
I respect it.
I always try to be positive,
I respect
even when
it.
they give me reasons not to.
I respect it.
You're a victim.
No, let him be. Darren,
You're an abused victim.
Andres Nunya.
And I hope that you get help.
Good morning, fellas. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
I love it.
We hit Daniel. We appreciate you, Daniel. You're a beast. And Aaron, the truck. You know what? We're going to give Aaron a Aaron.
Now we didn't say you got in the club. Though.
No, he's in the club.
Oh, he get the club.
All right,
he
all right.
in the club.
Yeah,
He got one of them lot
His
lizards.
10s and 20s up.
Okay,
Aaron's
okay,
in here.
okay.
He got
all
one
right,
of
you're
them.
right. You're right.
He
You're
needs
right.
to be in the club. He got one of them lot lizards.
He said, I super chat like I truck. Consistently, a few hundred miles at a time, slow and steady. Like the Cowboys free agents.
Love saying
All right.
lot lizards.
That's yeah, it's a lot lizard.
We're building up to something, okay?
He is the tortoise of the trucking company.
Yeah. And man, I hadn't told y'all yet. I've let you guys down for not getting you in on the Die Hard deal that's happening right now so far in the show. So let me do it right now on the DLLS Cowboys Podcast. It's a hookup. And plus, I don't know if you guys know this, but we're in 5 cities? All cities in 5 cities?
5 cities.
Denver, Phoenix, Philly,
Chicago.
Dallas. 5 cities, baby.
So we got the free agency frenzy intro offer,
Come on,
right?
let's go.
And I don't want to let out internal memos,
But let it out.
but I'm going to.
Go ahead.
We're in 4th right now out of 5, right? And we're new, so it might be tough for us. You know, we have a smaller listenership, but you're loyal, you know, and we like that. And so anybody who's not signed up to be a diehard, it's a freaking hookup. $36, normally about $80. $36 for a year. And when you first sign up, you get a free t-shirt from the merch shop. Guess what that's worth? Right around $36. Bang! Plus you get an ad-free experience. Plus you get access to our Die Hard level content, our draft stuff from Fran Duffy, behind-the-scenes stuff for every team in DFW, access to our Discord lounge, your carry-in card, 20% off merch, 20% off events. I don't know what else. I think I got it all out there.
Nothing you gotta go. That was good. That was
Me and
good.
Clarence have some good stories up there. Yeah, go
They got stories. They
And
got stories.
we got the free agent tracker. You know, all the Cowboys signings going
Don't
up.
say it that way. Don't say it that way.
Okay,
Because that's
all
not
the
something to sell.
all the Cowboys moves.
There's nothing on there.
Well, we got our commentary on the moves, and guess what? The
Moves.
comments haven't been great.
Okay.
moves.
But anyway, all DLLS.
But most importantly, though, you're a
Signings
part of the
and
community.
departures.
Like you're a part of the community. Like,
Yeah.
like that's what football and sporting is about. That you find your tribe.
Yeah.
Be a part of our tribe. Become a diehard. Be a part of something. Be something that loves you back because we love you.
Yeah.
Even though I might say your mama every now and again.
Yeah.
I tell my brother
Call
his
you
mama.
a victim.
I call you a victim. I tell my brother his mama. And like,
Yeah.
really,
So
like,
yo mama?
yeah, your mama. Like when she's not acting right, it's your mama. You know what I mean? It ain't my mama, but we love you. Be a part of the tribe.
Yeah, so the free agency frenzy, that's over 50% off the standard price there to be a diehard. So you're going to want to sign up today. Plus, we have cities to catch.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
we're behind some people. So I need at least 11 of you today. If I can get that.
Do they really want
$36
Philly to
is
beat
nothing.
us? Do they really want
Do
Philly?
y'all want Philly to beat us?
Do you want
Come
Philly?
on.
They're already going to
Come
beat us
on.
at football.
Come on.
Let's at least beat them at something.
They are going to beat us in football.
We're going to get them this year. And we're going to do it together as a team.
Retro Spectros in the.
Retro Spectro is in the super chat, and he says,
My nickel. Let me say it, because I know that you think that you're a black man, but I don't want you to have a Freudian slip.
I had it handled.
No, okay.
No, all right.
No, you got it.
No,
'Cause
now you're gonna say it. You gotta
now
take
you got
over.
it.
You
Now
gotta
you
take
got
over.
it. Because if you have a Freudian slip, you're done. You're done, and no one's gonna.
Well, I don't think it would be Freudian.
Yeah, he might mean it.
Because if
Oh, he might need it. Oh, okay. He might need it. Well, have at it.
Freudian would mean you meant it, right? Like that's what's in your head.
No,
No?
Freudian is accident, or
Accidentally.
actually it is in your head.
No,
It's
Freudian
subcon-
is
it's in your
you letting
subconscious.
out what's in there.
It's in your
Right,
subconscious.
In my case, it would be me screaming internally, careful,
Right, that's what I'm saying.
and then
And
screw it
you
up.
that's what I'm saying. That's
Okay.
a Freudian slip.
Yo,
I don't want you to look at it.
Just
and be
read it.
Okay.
Who?
Who wants to read it? Who? Joe.
Ahem.
I will not be a part of it. No.
Retro Spectro says, my nickel.
Yes. Yes. And it's Denzel voice. From Training Day. My nickel.
Keep up the good work, fellas.
Thank you.
Thank you, Retro.
This guy says he's taking his fandom to the Lions.
Yeah.
This guy says, let a nickel know.
Yeah, well, all right.
Really,
Yeah,
come on,
we
y'all
gotta-
going too far. Like, y'all, let a naysayer know, okay?
They
Like,
say no.
let a naysayer know, okay?
Swayze's in the super chat. Based on this team's tendency, you guys might not want to hear this, but the logical decision is trade Micah Parsons for a draft haul.
Stop it.
He's not a D end. No, you don't trade Micah Parsons. That's not how this works. Now, if your team is committed to we are cheap and we're not going to try our best, then it might be the way to give yourself the best chance. But that would say a lot about your team being bad at trying their hardest. Giving away the best players in football is not a way to try to win.
Have you been reading Micah's tweets? Just the dude's in Dubai right now.
Yeah,
he's
he's
just
like, WTF.
He's like, come on, man. Like when he sees Chauncey go, he's like, what?
But you already knew that. He knew that. We knew that at the end of the season. We
I don't
talked
know.
about that. We
I don't
openly
know if he
talked
knew
about
it.
Chauncey knowing. He openly talked about losing his guys and Chauncey's going to get paid. We
I don't know if
talked
he knew it
about
was
that.
going to be $6.5 million.
Well, he didn't know how much he's going to get because $6.5 million, you think you could keep him for that.
Exactly.
Tombstone Jones, that is my official nickname.
Tombstone.
Jeff N-word Cavanaugh.
All right, we got to who do we want left?
Asante Samuel Jr. I know a lot of words that start with that letter.
You know what they're going to do instead? They're going to sign Asante Samuel, period.
Senior.
Yeah, he'd be cheaper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're like, you know what?
You
know what? Come on out.
52.
If all you got to do is play zone, he might still be good.
What?
All you have to do is play zone.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
Asante.
Yeah, just drop it a little bit, cover 2,
it.
slide out to the flats a little bit.
Can I offer a window into my Twitter?
So
So
What did Michelle Beadle do? Did she say something wrong? I always liked Michelle Beadle.
no, she had made
Don't
the
want a
mistake one
Michelle
time.
Beadle
She
mom.
had-
Oh, yeah.
she had-
So I
She had one
you know,
time
you
she slipped up.
She said that.
Yeah, she slipped
you
up.
If
saw-
I slipped up, would y'all let me make it?
Nope. Don't get you. Gonna
All
get you. No, anyway.
When they cancel you,
Y'all wouldn't have my back.
Anyway.
Be like, no, I can't. Like, I know him.
like his character's good.
I tweeted earlier, you know, what do selective aggressive mean?
Okay.
And some guy, for Pete's sake, you're a journalist. What does, not what do. Like, I'm like, do you follow the Cowboys?
For Pete's sake.
Yeah, which line?
For Pete's sake, do you follow the Cowboys?
What linebacker? Was it linebacker?
That was
or
Darren
running back?
Hamburg. That was
Yeah,
Darren
yeah.
Hamburg.
What
Said,
do
what do voluntary mean?
For
Come on.
Pete's sake, we know he ain't a nickelback. We know he ain't a nickel quarterback. I can tell you
No.
that much.
I mean,
Pete's
We're
sake.
playing with fire, my guys.
how much do you guys? How much? Sometimes a player will tell an agent, "You work for me. Do what I said." It happens. But if you're Micah Parsons and you're watching how the team operates, free agency and trading and all of those things, like he can say all the right things to get the Cowboys fan base on his side. He would be insane to go to the Cowboys and be like, "Oh, Miles got 40. Yeah. Like I'm fine at, 36 or whatever. Like I'm fine. I just, let's get this done so we can get guys signed," because they're not going to do anything with that money.
Speaking of fan base,
The Cowboys are giving the same money to Javonte Williams in year one. It's about $1 million short. Is what Saquon got. Like you're not trying your best to add good players to help me win. Why am I going to give you an extra $2 million to sign a guy that's going to run down on kickoff?
I for the life of me, I don't understand why the Cowboys fan base eats their own. I mean, there's so many Cowboy fans who hate Dak because he got paid, and now they hate Micah because he's trying to get paid. I mean, I don't understand the fan base not wanting their players to maximize their money. Jerry's not giving you any discounts on the parking tickets or the food.
Mavs prices went up.
Yes, Mavs get rid of it, the tickets went up. So the idea that people want Micah to take less or not maximize his earnings, Jerry's maximizing his earnings. Why can't Dak, Micah, see everybody maximize their earnings?
And they have less.
And they have less. I mean, but this fan base right now is so frustrated with the little drought and how everybody's going about it. They're taking their anger out on the players.
First of all,
more so than Jerry.
drought.
And how the little drought.
Your little drought.
They're taking their anger out on Jerry.
Also,
on the players, not Jerry.
I feel bad to put our guy G from Jersey on blast here, but I think it's a good window into the fan soul.
What happened?
He commented, the boys got Will Harris, safety, former third-round pick. They signed Will Harris. The Cowboys did. And then he realized quickly that it was actually the Washington Commanders that signed Will Harris. And he's like, oh, no. And I think that's the whole thing with this. It's like if the Cowboys poke the stick and just do something, it would be enough to get fans excited. And in reality, it's the NFC East rival who has now signed their fifth guy after trading for Deebo Samuel and Laramie Tunsil. So,
Yeah,
G,
no,
I'm sorry, man.
Like other teams are very active and trying to get better. And I understand the perspective of looking at a lot of the deals that are signed on the first day, especially in a weak free agency class, and be like, wow, that's an overpay. Wow, that's an overpay. Wow, that's an overpay. It's true in a lot of cases. In most cases, probably. But sometimes you overpay a little bit because you're trying to win the Super Bowl. And you go, like, you don't, I think Clarence was talking about it a little bit earlier. Like, you can't, okay, I have Micah Parsons. Awesome. I have Jourdan Bland. That's great. I have Osa. He's good. I don't really have Diggs, and I won't have Overshown. Like, if you're trying to win a Super Bowl, you don't look at that and be like, okay, now let's just make sure we have other guys on the field that are NFL-ish players.
Right.
You go, where am I struggling, and how am I going to whip your ass there too?
Yeah.
That's what you do. You go, I don't have linebackers. And then you call Dre Greenlaw, and it's like, and his agent's like, yeah, we're looking at about 12 a year. And you're like, yeah, we were thinking 8. We think your market's about 9. And they're like, well, we're telling you our market because we're telling you what people are offered.
Yeah.
And you say, oh, okay, well, that's where we really need the help. So we're going to feel like, man, we gave him $2 million too much per year in a salary cap world of $270 million. I don't effing care. Get the players you need to try to win the Super Bowl. Not, well, we felt like the market was proper for the backup 3 technique.
Yeah.
And we felt like we think we're going to draft a starting running back, and this guy could be our backup running back, and no one else was calling him, so we feel like his market was right.
I know.
We ain't trying to win.
I know. Also, G, I'm not. Your mistake was completely understandable. Like I was more talking insight into like oh, hey, we signed someone. Oh, wait, it was someone else that signed someone. That's your mistake was completely understandable. You're the bad.
Okay, Nesto. One of y'all want to read that? And by y'all, I mean one of you two in the middle, preferably.
Nesto! Nesto with the super chat. He says, nah, they hate Dak because he's a nickel who took Romo's spot. Some believe that.
I don't know. I don't know what.
Some do believe that.
I don't know what coins have to do with Romo getting hurt.
Some do believe that.
Some do believe that. There's no question about that.
I just don't understand.
Should we do some picks for who we want them to sign?
Yeah, let me see. Like at this point, I've given up on signings. I think you got to call people about trading. You got to call people about trades.
Who's out there to be traded for? They've
what
already put them out
what
there.
I need in front of me is a list of all of the crappy teams who know they're crappy, who have guys going into a final year that they know they're not going to sign long term, and I want to see the crappy teams and who they have at linebacker and nose tackle and corner that they know you're not going to be here long term. We suck. You're not serving us a purpose. And so maybe I can do that for tomorrow. I need the crappiest teams in football who know they ain't winning crap, and who are your corners, D tackles, linebackers that I could trade for.
The problem is we're in the spring when off season where hope springs eternal. No one's admitting their
People
crap.
are trading left and right.
But no one's admitting not the crap. I mean, Houston's trading left and right, but they don't believe they're crap. Who believes they're crap right now?
But we also didn't know
well, then
Laremy
find
Tunsil.
a guy.
I'm just saying, who believes they're crap?
Carolina.
Do they believe
San
it? No,
Francisco.
Carolina's
San
trying to
Francisco.
win.
I think San
They're
Francisco.
spending money. San Francisco's trying to pay the quarterback. They're setting the table to pay their quarterback.
No,
Okay, well
they're
then
trying
find
to clear
somebody
their
who
books.
doesn't think they're crap but still wants to move guys. Like Houston's not better without Laremy Tunsil,
Well,
but they
they-
moved him.
But I think
find
yeah.
players.
But they're trying to win though.
Right. Okay, well then just dismiss that part.
Okay.
They're trading.
Okay.
Like you're making the case that nobody's going to trade right now. They're
Well,
trying to win a Super Bowl and they're
no,
trading.
I was just saying the team that think they're crap. I got caught up in the team that think they're crap, and no
and
one
that's your
thinks
problem.
they're
You
crap.
get caught up in finding a way to fight instead of doing a segment, Clarence.
Ooh.
Wow.
Thad Harris said,
Sir. Sir.
Thad Harris,
Joe before the show every day. Clarence, I'm just saying hi.
I'm just saying.
What'd you say?
scroll back up. TC. Thad Harris says, Jeff,
We are the
crappy
crappy
team.
team.
we're the crap.
We're the crappy team, right?
Is the crappy team in the room with us right now?
It was
Fine.
funny.
Trade Jourdan Bland.
It was better be funny because somebody said the Browns should trade Myles Garrett to the worst team in the league. You know, when he was going through the stuff.
Yeah.
Then they said, "You mean trade them to themselves?"
And they did. They said, stay right here. Stay right
Trade
here.
them to themselves.
We're not the crappy team.
You mean the Cowboys can trade Michael Parsons to the Cowboys?
You have a 4-year contract with a quarterback making $60 million a year. He's not going anywhere. You restructure contracts. You're trying to win. Try.
They're trying to win their way,
Boom.
and it's just not the right way.
But they know somebody there knows their way doesn't work.
I don't think they
so.
do. I don't think they do.
They don't know that.
I don't think so.
They think they're around the rim.
I mean, they're around some kind of rim.
Exactly.
And as I messed with Tad, we messed with Tad last week. I say, Cowboys didn't use basketball phrases you got here from Cleveland. It's a round the rim thing. I mean, it's just that's a Tad ism. You know, he put that in their head, round the rim. He gives them their little phrases.
That's a good
He
point.
gave them selectively aggressive.
It's not enough to just fill up your roster and churn the bottom and go draft when you need to upgrade at like 5 spots.
Yeah.
You might upgrade at 2 in a draft, and your recent track record says you'll probably upgrade at 0. So do some stuff, Cowboys.
Calais Campbell.
do some. You bring that old. That's going to be another 1 year.
But I'm cool with him being a 1 year.
Yeah, but at least he's
I like
still
Calais
a player.
Campbell.
Yeah.
How are you still
You're
a good
good
player
with
at
me.
38?
I liked him last year.
Wild. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Look at
Thank
my
you for all the
Twitter.
super chats. We love you. Thank you for hitting the like button and all those different things. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
Or else not true.